Whew. All right, we got two people watching. Good evening. Come on up. All the way from Oregon. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. All right, we got three people. Welcome. Hello, Robert. Come on up if you would like to. Even if it's for 5 minutes. You don't have to stay long. Look at your email. You got a link. It's still hot here. Well, that says 86, but that's still hot. Let me bring up the weather. I think 86. Right on the money. Supposed to get down to 67 at 4 a.m. Okay, I will not be out there at 4 a.m. Not going to do it. $66 degrees would be nice. Wow. I'd almost have to wear a sweater. I'm going to rattle water bugs chain. Oh, it rained all day? Well, it rained hard yesterday for 20 minutes. I don't want to do that. Hello, Brian J. Hey, you asked me yesterday if I had got my tires yet. My tires are in, but they're not going to put them on until Friday. To answer your question, Brian. Roberta sucks. Okay, so he didn't hear. I hate this damn phone. I like my other phone a whole lot better. I spend more time figuring out what to do. Well, I'm going to pay more money for them, Brian, but I'm going to get them from the dealership. They're more money. No, she didn't get nothing to fix her pain other than pain medicine and pain patches. He said she was good. Hey, if you're busy, okay. But I just wanted you to know I was live. But well, take your time. I just started. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and do that. Okay. Okay. Well, take your time. I just wanted you to know. All right. See ya. Oh, if you'd have typed that in there just a few seconds more, I'd already hung up. So, a lot of times, unless we're sitting right here on top of the computer, we don't know. And I only called Waterbug, which I didn't get no answer. I called Grizz. He said he was doing something. I know you tried. Okay. Yeah, let me explain to you what I got, Brian. Uh, they come up with a Bridgestone tire. I hope this is a good tire. It's 209 each. And then, all the stuff because you got the valve stems you got to get zeroed in, and we got tacks and all right. The whole enchilada is $967. 70,000 mile tire. So we'll see how it works. It rides smooth now. Okay, I answered that question. 70 miles, 70,000 miles. But I kind of go along with what you said, Brian, there earlier in the game. They put cheap tires on there. Okay, the car had 24,000 miles on it when I bought it. And in my opinion, they looked half wore out at the get go. So That's not bad. Last time I put tires on my F-150, they were $1,200 for 50,000 mile tires, and they a lot bigger tires. Any tire that is 70,000 mile tire are good tires. Good deal. Well, they had the gal. She originally priced me Firestone, and she said that the ones that was on there was Michelin. There was a harder tire. So, oh, Grizz, starting a damn fight before we even get started. Well, you spend that much for a car, you can afford good tires. Well, good deal. Copper Discovery street tires. Well, I'm not really concerned about snow tires because we have that Bravada out there, and if we get any kind of a snow at all, that's the car I'm going to drive. And unless I need something, I'm not driving nowhere. Neither car. Cooper, not copper. Okay, got you. I didn't see the two zeros. But anyhow, they got Bridgestones lined up. I don't know why I called them last Friday, and they can't get to it until this coming Friday. I guess if I had an emergency, they would work me in quicker, but won't buy mud tires again. Okay. So I bought the car, had 24,000 on it. It's got 38,000 on it now. Now we have a tire shop right here about 7 blocks from the house, but it's got them sensors in the valve stems, so I kind of want it done right. And it's still under warranty. I'm gonna go all-terrain tires on my truck next time I buy tires. Truck's a whole different ball game than a car. I have Dean tires on my rig now. They are pretty good. Well, good deal. Hello, Brad. Come on up, Brad, if you got time. Check your email. Hey, it's Kim. Right. Oh, here we go. I find my mouse. There you go.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
We're doing good on a Tuesday.
I'm trying to get my chat to expand, and I can't get it to expand on my computer. Don't have that magnifying glass.
Hold control and scroll with your wheel.
I don't have a wheel.
Okay, now there's something that would take the place of it. Hold control and take your finger on the pad and go forward. See if that makes a difference.
No.
Okay. Well, without a mouse, I don't know.
Hey guys.
Hello, Brad.
Hey,
How's
Brad.
it going, Grizz?
Hey, by the way, I got a message for Brian out here. You know, my glasses are getting kind of low on my nose here. But anyway, Brian, I just want to let you know something about Toyota, but I can't remember what it was.
Hi, all in the chat. JR, how's it going, buddy?
Junior Little. Well,
Yeah.
I would have went that route, but this is what they recommended. Grizz, does that look familiar?
That looks like coffee water.
Well, it's your water with cinnamon and honey.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
it's
nice.
gotten dark.
Oh, yeah.
How's it tasting?
A little better.
A little bitter, huh?
Better.
Oh, better. Oh man, I tell you what, this is frustrating. I went on up there and I'm thinking, okay, I know it all about sawmills. I'll teach him the what for and everything. I get on up there and see he's having problems with the band popping on off. And I've got it dialed in and it's running okay, you know, it's stuff. Then I take off and he calls me up. He says, I can't keep the blade on again. And when I'm there, it's cutting fine. So I go on up there and I check it on out thoroughly this time. I watched him from start to finish what he was doing so I could catch him wrong. I caught him wrong on a few things. It's all tracking right. I says, okay, now you're good to go. He fires it on up, throttles it on up, and bam! Blew the blade right off there.
No, wow.
So I started digging into it deeper, and each time it does it, it rips off teeth off of it, and that was a brand new blade.
Wow.
I started digging into it deeper. Freaking dang Canucks don't know nothing, man.
Hey, come on.
That wheel on. I said that for your part, Brad.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Anyway, what I'm doing is I'm making this video for Woodlands Mills, and it won't be released. I don't want to give them no bad publicity or nothing like that. I want to give good publicity, and I know that they're really good on taking care of their customers. But I'm putting this video together to show exactly what's happening with the sawmill so I can send it to them, not to release on my channel or nothing. It's not going to be one of those. But I'm showing exactly what's happening. What I've discovered is the tensioner wheel. You know, the drive wheel, you can track it in and out this way and up and down this way.
Right.
The tensioner wheel, I can only track it this way. You know, I cannot track it. I cannot adjust it this way. You know, from top to bottom is about 1/8 of an inch difference.
Right.
And it's just enough to where if it's not exactly 100% on, after about like 30 turns, it's going to pop the blade off, no matter what you do.
Right.
And so I put this whole, and I'm putting the video together showing the straight edge that I'm using, how I'm coming up with those numbers and everything, and so that they can come back and tell us if there's a fix for it that we can do without packaging it up and shipping it. I don't want them to have to put out the bill if at all possible. If there's something that we can do to fix it, you know.
Right.
It's not trying to get any money out of them or a better deal or nothing like that. But I mean, something like that does need to be resolved one way or the other. Even if they pay for the machine shop here locally for us to take to it and get that tracked in properly, but it's going
Right.
to take a machine shop to do it now.
Now, is it oh, is it that company, Harbor Freight?
No, this is the Woodlands Mill.
Oh, okay.
It's the company that Harbor Freight Harbor Freight copycatted the Woodlands Mill. This is the upgrade from the one that I have, but it's basically a copycat. Or mine is the copycat, not Woodlands.
That's what we heard too, Brian, but we haven't seen anything of it yet. All me and Jen received so far is like $283, I think it was.
Altogether?
Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
that's all we've received so far.
Oh, Lord.
I know other people in Canada, like they're on disability as well as we are, that are getting $2,000 a month. But
Oh,
So I just don't like the way the Democrats or Donald Trump's team is running the whole deal. I don't think that they should be giving out the money that they're given. Not in the manner that they're doing it. And I blame both sides of it. They're both guilty of trying to rub this into the ground. They're both trying, but it's this way. They're both trying to buy votes.
there you go. Well, don't get me wrong, I'm going to take it, but people like me and Pam, we shouldn't have got any money.
Jen just told me
Yeah,
that.
well, I shouldn't have either.
But
Jen just told me that
I
the $2,000 that they're supposed to be sending us is only to the working people. Why is that?
Well, in my case, this coronavirus hasn't affected me, and I'd be a fool to turn down the money if they say, "Hey, here it is, you can have it."
For sure.
You're a fool to turn it down because if I don't take it, somebody else will. I mean,
Exactly.
so it might as well go to me. But I disagree with them dispersing the money. In this manner, it should go to the people that got laid off, especially like the restaurant, the waitresses and stuff.
Right.
It should go to businesses that had to close down for 2 and 3 months and could not have an income. It should be going to these people. It should be going to I get they're saying, oh, it's to stimulate the economy, but the economy did not need to be stimulated if it had been done promptly and quickly and got the money just out like it was an unemployment check and get it in these people's pocket right away. So the flow of the money would have still been there all along, and we wouldn't have had that crunch time.
hello, Stray.
Hey, Stray. You're right, Stray. It will affect when prices go up.
Well,
Yep.
That's a whole different issue. That's separate from it, though, Stray. I mean, I agree it will affect, but it hasn't. And so it shouldn't. We shouldn't have been getting that money. We already have our income coming on in. Now, with the inflation, with inflation happening and price of products costing more and more, supposedly I'm supposed to get a cost of living increase in my Social Security that's supposed to cover that, which is a separate deal.
Yeah, but when you do that, then your Medicare goes up.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. In my case, that's what happened.
Well, it's a no-win situation. The only people winning it is the government.
There you go.
No, I'll tell you who's winning in it. The big corporations. They didn't have to shut down. They laid off a lot of people, saved a bunch of money, but people kept on shopping anyway at your Walmarts and all this different stuff. So they were raking in the dollars during this time with cutting back their staff, so people wouldn't get quote unquote the flu. So they start raking in the money. Plus, they're getting all this extra funds from the federal government. Plus, they're getting the trickle up economy because they can say, oh, we got to shortage of material. We're going to jack the price up 20%. So now they're making that much more profit. And they say, oh, here's your $2,000 or here's your $1,200. Go spend it. Where do you think we spend it at? at the big corporate level where they get all the money. So all it is
Exactly.
right on up to them.
That's called
And-
recycling.
And that I'm blaming on the Democrats and the Republicans equally. I'm not going to say that one is more innocent than the other.
Yeah, right, Robert. That's right, Stray. Nothing left to live on.
753.
You know, me and Jenna sat and talked about the government and whatnot. You know, I think all government officials, before they can work in the government, should live on a low income. They can't get help from their family. They can't go to their account. They have to live on what the government gives them, right? For at least 2 years to know what it's like to live in poverty, so they know how to mark all these checks and whatnot they're sending out, right?
Well, no, I wouldn't even go as far as to say that, but I would say that all these politicians should not get one dime more, including not even for assisted living for having a house in Washington. They should
Right.
not get one more dime than somebody on SSI.
No, they
If
shouldn't.
somebody on SSI can live on $730 a month or whatever it is, the
So can they.
politicians can too.
That's right.
You know, I mean, they should be there for the big bucks that they're making.
Hey, that wouldn't even put fuel in the jet to go play golf.
That's right.
That's their problem.
That's
There
right.
you go.
And you know what? I mean, Nancy Pelosi plays golf too, by the way.
Iron Dog's in the house.
Hello, Iron Dog.
Afternoon, Keith. I missed your live show again this morning.
Sorry, Grizz. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No problem.
Man, you should taste this, Grizz.
What's that?
You should taste this.
Oh, I'd like to.
How
Yeah,
you
I
feeling
put,
tonight, there, dog?
I put 6 cinnamon sticks in there and let that set for a while. Then I had a little bit of honey and I put, let's see, you can't see me. I put about that much in that jar of honey. I let that set. And then just a minute ago, when I went to get this, well, it's been 30 minutes ago, I shook it up real good and poured me a little glass. Now, I'm not a big drinker, so this is all I'll drink.
I hear you. Well, I hope you sleep better tonight, there, dog.
What are you using your machine?
Hey, will you take Robert's wrench away from me, away from him for a minute for me?
Oh, let's not play that game.
Hey, I didn't buy the Foo-Foo's copy, but I ain't dumping it out either.
I hear you.
Yeah, Keith, you must have got off early this morning because I got up right about 6 o'clock. And the first thing I did is I went to see if you was live, and it said that you had ended your live stream an hour before. So your live stream apparently ended like 5 o'clock my time, which I don't know if that would be 7 or 8 o'clock your time. I don't remember. I think you're 3 hours different, so I think it would have been 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah, he's an hour ahead of me.
Yeah, so it's 3 hours difference. That's what I was thinking.
Foo Coffee. Is that Grizzly Coffee?
The Foo coffee has sugar and cream in it, and it's only half Foo. It doesn't have any cream, just sugar. But I tell you what, it's sweet. This stuff is so sweet it leaves an aftertaste in my mouth.
Oh my!
I don't care for it, but it beats drinking hot coffee this time of day.
Well, Grizz, if he quit at 8, that's 5 your time.
Yep. See, that's the difference there, Fancy Water Robert, is I didn't have the choice. My daughter just brought this home without asking me. You had the choice. You go out and buy that food water.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get a gift, you drink it for respect, but when you got to go out and buy it by yourself, nah,
Yeah.
leave it sitting in the store.
And I think this stuff, I think at the stores around here, I think they sell this for like $3 a bottle. I'm like, hey, no way.
Wow.
I ain't paying 30 cents for a bottle of one of these.
No doubt. That's right, Grizz and I love it.
Hey, John.
Yeah,
John.
he's a California boy deep at heart.
John, yeah.
Come on up, John. You're more than welcome.
Hey, there's Matt. How's it going, Matt?
Hello, Matt.
Matt, how's it going? Yeah, hey Matt, picks it off the money tree. We have a money tree growing in the kitchen on our table, but I ain't seen no bills coming from it yet.
Thing of it is, you can't live on champagne and make beer money, you know?
Yep, that's right, Brian. It's called cannabis.
Yeah. Yeah, that also comes with a hell of a cost for lawyer fees.
Oh yeah. Unless it's legalized, but then you can't sell it either, so
Yeah.
you still get charged if you're caught selling it. Grow as much as you want to use for your own personal stuff, but if you're caught selling it, yeah, you're going away for a little bit.
Well, Matt, you're supposed to soak that elbow in cider.
Oh my God, Grizz.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I've seen some I thought I could get my elbow in.
Yeah.
We better not go there no more.
No.
Hey, I want to tell you something. I've just been sipping on that, but that's getting better all the time.
Yeah, it is legal in the stores here too, Brian.
Well, it is too here, but you know what? It's not legal for you to sell it to the stores for a profit.
No, it's not. Government ain't making the money they need to make off of doing that.
You can only sell it to the store. Well, actually, and we can like I can get a medical grow card for somebody that has a medical reason for it. I can grow for them, and it's the same deal. You can only charge with the actual cost of growing. You cannot charge for your time and
Right.
or your labor. So you can't make no money. You can't even make wages for it.
That it does, Matt. That dog will know what you're saying there, Matt. He doesn't sleep. He hasn't slept well in a while.
I actually pulled an all-nighter last night.
Sleeping wise, you mean?
Well, I mean, I didn't have to go pee.
You're right, Stray. That ain't possible.
Yeah, well, they do have government housing and all that stuff, but the part that sucks about that is it takes so long to get in it. You know, you can be homeless for 3 years before you can get in one.
Yep. And there's really no need for that, Grizz.
No, there isn't, but
That's the way it's done, though, eh? Like, what can we do about it, right? Other than express that it's wrong, but I mean, they don't listen to us.
Yeah, if the government would listen to us three, man, we'd have this place whipped in shape right now.
Oh, darn right we would.
Hugs, Rosanna.
Hello, Rosanna.
No way, Stray. They do that? That's not right at all.
I
Hey,
wouldn't doubt it.
Rosanna. That's not right at all, guys.
Oh no.
You know what? I think if I was SSI and was homeless, I think I'd get myself a nice little van or something and
Oh,
start a
yeah.
YouTube, start myself a YouTube channel and go on the road. You know, I mean, live in my van.
Yeah, right, Robert. Yeah, for sure. Anything other than giving them your whole check, you know what I mean? That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
What if you
but
need
going
stuff?
on the road like that on SSI, you can't leave the state.
Right. But what if you need something like through the time you're spending there? They got all your money. You can't get nothing.
Yeah.
That's not right at all. Yeah, right, dog.
Iron Dog Keith. It's spelled Joist.
Right, Brian. I would too.
Man, who would have ever thought that I'd be a spell check police?
No doubt.
Who's going here?
I can't spell myself, so I'd fail at that.
Come on up, John. John.
John, how's it going, buddy? Long
Hey,
time
John,
no
John.
see.
Let's see what was that you used to say? Pity a fool. I never knew what it meant, but
You seriously never watched A-Team?
no.
Oh, I used to love that show. I'm gonna break your neck, fool. What was his name? John?
Mr. T?
Mr. T, yeah.
You know what I get a kick out of doing? Like if I leave a comment on a political thread and somebody will correct me on my spelling and stuff, you know, on the YouTube stuff, I like leaving a reply back. I says, I really want to be thankful for your service. I know being a spell check police on YouTube doesn't pay very much, and you don't get enough appreciation. So I want to show you my appreciation for your placing of the YouTube spelling and stuff. It pisses them off.
Oh, I would so. Be funny though.
That sounds like me, Stray. More month than money.
Mm-hmm.
My cable bill had went up. My electric bill went up $100.
Wow.
That made it let's see, $250.
Whoa.
My water bill went from $39 to $51.
That's crazy.
I about stretched that rubber band. She's almost ready to pop.
I'll bet.
I'll be right back. I got to get some more poo-poo coffee.
260, eh, Robert? Wow.
Where's that at? Oh, okay. It was 260. Well, you know, I'm running the air about 70 degrees. I've got hot
That's it.
out there.
Right.
So what can I do, you know?
Matt pays $430 for his electric bill. Wow.
Oh, hell, mine's okay then.
I think the highest bill we pay here is our cable bill. Cable and internet and phone is like $283 here a month.
Is that your TV too?
Yeah.
Okay, mine went to 225. Internet, phone, and TV,
Right.
and that's only basic.
Oh, I know ours too. Yeah, it's nothing special.
And I've got all kinds of channels, and there still ain't nothing on.
Oh, I know. Or it's all reruns, eh?
And then we took a trip to Georgia and turned the TV on. And I told Pam, hell, this is just like home. There ain't nothing on it.
Yep.
But you know, she always finds that show, HG and TV.
Never heard of it.
I hate it.
I've never heard of it, to be honest with you.
Well, good. You don't want to.
Oh, wow, Matt. No
What,
wonder,
the Home
buddy.
Improvement Channel?
Oh, wow. That's wicked, bro.
HGTV. Talking about Home Improvement Channel?
Yeah. Hey, I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong watching a Home Improvement Channel.
Oh, Home Improvement Channel's good. I used to watch Tool Time all the time. Ever watch that, John?
Kim Taylor.
Yeah.
Love
Oh,
They
that
need to
you're
show.
bring
right.
back. They need to rerun Home Improvement.
Yes. They need to do a few series on them ones there, John.
Did you see that one episode? It wasn't on this regular TV show, but there was that other guy. He's dead now, but there was that other guy that had a show of this old house or something like that, where he showed that remodeling and different stuff. He was one of the original. Right. I think he was the first guy that started, showing the construction techniques and different stuff.
Right. He had curly brown hair, didn't he, Grizz?
Pardon?
Wasn't he short with kind of curly brown hair, kind of heavy built?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
there,
I know who you're talking about.
He was. I think it was on Tool Time Tim. I don't remember his real name, but
yeah, he was on there once.
He was having a house built and a concrete slab shop built for himself there, and that kid came on out. They did kind of a documentary on it, and it showed Tim and that guy out there while the concrete guys were out there finishing the concrete, this big old slab, and they're out there standing talking and stuff. And then, let me take you over here and show you this, and they just start flying right through the wet concrete.
Oh, yeah.
Start taking their hammers and trowels out of it.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell it was all staged, but they had planned it. It was funny as heck.
It was always funny, yeah.
Now, I think that Bob Vila.
Yeah, Bob Vila. That's what
Bob Vila, that's it, yep.
Yeah.
But they always told me that I looked like Al.
You know what? Come to think about it, you do.
Yeah, you do in a way.
You bear a lot of resemblance to him.
Yep.
I don't have a flannel shirt.
You ever watch Impractical Jokers?
Yeah.
That guy Q on there, he looks identical to Rosie O'Donnell, eh? That's a riot. She'll even come on the show now and then, eh, Grizz? And they look identical. If she had a little, like a hat like him and a little bit of facial hair maybe, they'd be identical. Identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watch that show every morning, Practical Jokers. It starts our day, eh? A good laugh in the morning always gets you going. I'm surprised though. Some of the stuff they get each other doing, they haven't been arrested.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of solar panels popping up around.
Oh yeah.
When we've traveled, we've seen fields of solar panels.
Wow.
I don't know. You know, I've talked to some people in the last 10, 15 years that have been putting up solar panels for their homes and stuff. And initially, they were all excited about it. And then long term, they're all saying that if they had to do it all over again, they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
For various reasons. You know, if you talk to these, I know you get a lot of a one-sided story on YouTube. Everybody wants to promote their, you know, to grow their channel and stuff. But
Right.
there is another side to it that people really are. Most people aren't putting on out there. And the ones that do, well, you don't ever hear from you don't. Those videos don't get pushed to you.
Right.
Well, when you put a system in, it's going to take a long time for it to return.
Oh, for sure.
That's kind of like the lady. She had them replacement windows put in, and the guy came back like 5 months later and said, "You've never made a payment on them." She said, "Well, you told me they'd pay for themselves."
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's been about 15 years ago now. 10, 15 years ago, I built a big old custom house for the guy. It was like 6,000 square foot. And then I built him a shop. And I would say that the shop was probably about 8,000 square feet. It had a big old office up above it and stuff. I mean, he was into computers. He had some online business. And that's how he's making his money. But anyway, he had this huge shop down below, and it was just a hobby shop. Then on this 8,000 square foot, and that was just one level, 8,000 square foot, not counting the upstairs on it. But he put a whole bunch of solar panels on his roof, and that was going to power. And he was still connected to the power company, but the solar panels that he put up on his roof was to make enough electricity to power his whole house. Well, any excess power goes back to the power company. They pay him money, and then if at nighttime, if he's not getting enough power from it, then he bleeds back and forth. Supposed to be a trade-off. He said it would take 30 years to pay off that system.
Wow.
And he was really excited about it. But he says, you know what, in 30 years from now, this system, you know, will be all paid for. And then I'll be, you know, get basically free electricity. My electric bill won't go up or anything. For 30 years, I'm guaranteed my electric bill to stay at this price. Yet at the end of 30 years, my electric bill lowers.
Right.
I talked to him a few years ago, and I said, well, how you feeling about the solar system? He says, well, he says, it wasn't totally maintenance free. And he says, it's ended up costing me more than what I anticipated. He wouldn't go into detail, you know, explain, but he sure wasn't bragging on it anymore.
Wow.
30 years, that's a long time.
That is, yeah.
I mean, if it's really if it's a real investment that will last 30 years, that will actually make you money and not just break even. But he did make it sound like basically all he was going to do is he had to put out all this money for an investment. All he was going to do was break out even.
Right. Hmm. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go relax with the wife.
Okay, Brad, thank you for coming by.
Well, thanks for having me, Kim. It's always a pleasure coming up.
Now,
You take it easy there, John.
is it 8:15 there?
18 after, yep.
Okay.
You take care there, Grizz.
Take care, Brad.
See everybody later in the chat. Everybody have a great night. Peace out, guys.
All right. Yeah, that would be great, Grizz, to have that. But, you know, I'm already 63.
Oh, jeez.
Do I want to put out that kind of money?
it might be worth it if it was going to pay for itself over the time, even if it saved you 30% of your bill. But it's not in the long. It wasn't saving him initially. It's costing him all sorts of maintenance that he did not expect. So he's just breaking it. What he's ended up having when he has to dish out a maintenance bill on it, it's not cheap. So I mean, there's constantly stuff that's selling that he has to replace from time to time, and so that's just keeping price going. So his electric bill is the same as if he got rid of it all. But now he's into debt, so he has to, so in order to help it break even, he has to keep on carrying on with it.
Now, let's see, I don't know what year I put in a new service, but it cost me, now this didn't save me anything, but it cost me about $2,000 to upgrade my electric panels. But I am tickled to death I did it because I feel a lot safer.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of people that should be upgrading their panels because there's still a lot of those old split bus panels, and a lot of houses are still burning down because of those things.
Hi, Deanne.
Hi. How you doing on this beautiful day?
Oh, living the dream.
What?
I didn't hear him. You were talking.
Oh, sorry.
Living the dream, Deanne.
That's good.
Who's Anna saying hi to you?
Hi, beautiful people.
Yeah, I had one of them huge boxes that had the 3 60-amp tubes in it. And then it all went through there, and it went to a knife switch, to a knife switch, to another nice knife switch.
Yeah.
And then I had too much wire to one knife switch.
What?
So
Iron
now,
Dog. He's yelling, and Iron Dog's yelling in text. Deanne, Grizz needs coffee.
There's already some right there.
so I run everything it's on
There's coffee right there.
circuit. I run everything its own circuit.
It makes it a lot easier too, not having to play with those fuses and all that stuff, huh?
Right. And then I made a list of the panel, and I've got it stored on my computer. If I add or I can always change it and just print me out a new paper and slap it on the door.
Well, did I show you my old radial arm saw that I got out here? That it runs on 220, but I got a 220 radial arm saw out here that has those 2 fuses in the radial arm saw. I mean, some of this newer equipment will have the breaker switch or whatever on them that you got to reset the switch and stuff. But the radial arm saw I got from my dad out here, the trailer saw, it has those old fuses that you screw on into them, and it's the only one that I've ever seen that way, that took fuses that you had to screw in.
Cool.
No, I just got this one when I was in.
Well, at work we had a 220 3-phase radial arm saw.
Oh wow!
Hey, that thing had some power.
Well, I bet.
You could take a 2x4 or 2x6, but we made our own 2x2s.
Uh-huh.
And man, you could lay a 2x4 down, and as fast as you cram her in there, she'd slice it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Rosanna. Those little screw-in fuses, they're glass. Those are like the 15, 20, and 30 amp fuses. And so then they had those other big fuses for like the 100 amp and 50 amp and stuff like that.
So how many amp fuses do you have?
I think these are 20 amp fuses. The glass ones are like 20 amp.
20 amp.
Yeah.
That don't pull much.
Well, that's two of them, so that's all total 40 amp of 220.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
But you know, the saw is so old it burns those fuses. So what I've done with these fuses is you take your knife and the glass fuse, the outer part has that brass thread. You take that, you cut the bottom half ring around it, then you bend that over to where it makes contact with the center, then you screw it on in. And that's what I got on in there now. It doesn't, the fuses don't really do anything other than just connect the circuit. But they won't burn out that way.
No, they won't. That'd be just like putting a penny in there.
Yeah, it's basically the same effect as putting a penny in there. But I needed the penny, so I took it out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, never mind, Robert. We don't want to hear about that.
Oh no, Brian.
Oh yeah, yeah. Burning flesh is that leaves a memory in your. I only smelt that one time. And the one sound I will never forget is the sound of shredding meat.
Oh my God.
That is a sound. Once you hear flesh being shred, you will never forget it. No matter how brief it is. And it was, I'm not talking like I witnessed or heard, you know, some old guy losing his arm or anything. I'm just talking about with my finger. When I got my finger in the saw, I could hear the sound of shredding flesh at the end of my fingers. No, Brian, it wasn't nothing like that. Thank goodness. I mean, it's not a nightmare. It's just the sound of it, of you catching your finger or something in the skill saw blade or something. That just the sound of it, that sound of the flesh shredding, has its own sound. No, I don't remember that one, Keith. I bet Archie would say, "Shut up, Edith, shut up."
Well, Grizz, if you wanted to, you could get a breaker box for that and put a double 20 in there.
Well, it would be. I would have to attach the breaker box to this or remodify. I would rather just leave it the way it is. You know, it's in its original state. I would just want to leave it that way. It's not. I don't ever use this radial arm saw anymore.
Well, then you wouldn't need a breaker box.
Yeah, it's more or less an old relic. It's yard art.
I'll tell you what I did have trouble with. I had a 20 amp breaker on the hot tub, and it would trip. And then I come to the conclusion, you know, the breaker was bad for the hot tub. So I switched it out to one in the garage. It works out there fine because you don't use it very long in the garage, and it works fine. I put it, you know, basically a new breaker in.
Well, you know, one thing that you need to consider about those hot tubs and the jacuzzis and stuff is right here in town, the owner of the Thriftway store. Well, the guy died here about 6-7 years ago. You know, died of heart attack. But anyway, he built a really beautiful house up on the hill. You know, 5,000-6,000 square foot, beautiful house. I mean, and he only built it like 10-12 years ago. The house, he only had lived in the house for about 2 years, and the house halfway burnt down. He had a jacuzzi in his backyard, had a permit, everything was good, permit legal wise and everything else. But that jacuzzi, something with the wiring coming on out there that had been inspected, shorted on out. It burned his house down.
Well, it was just a breaker. And like I said, I switched it out. Basically, I put a new breaker in there.
Yeah.
And
Well, that was insurance, yeah.
That's still crazy.
No, it's not. It's insurance. He got the money for it.
Oh. But when it's personal stuff.
He got his personal stuff, Dion.
but it comes from the breaker through a 20 amp breaker. It comes from the breaker box through a 20 amp breaker.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a plug-in. Of course, it's a crazy plug-in. And the plug-in has a trip on it too.
Uh-huh.
So I have had trouble where it tripped it, and it would trip outside versus downstairs in the breaker.
Rosanna, in a sense, yes, it does mean junk. The radio arm saw part of it is fully functional. It works. I can go plug it in, turn the switch on, and it will work, and I can start working it. The rest of it, the rollers and all that stuff would really need a lot of work to make that usable again. And so, yeah, it's basically junk.
What?
But to me, I mean, it's, you know, I grew up with old radio arm saw. It's the second one that was ever made. Literally the second one ever made. So, I mean, to me, it has value. My dad went right to the factory and bought it. And holy cow, Robert, that sounds nasty.
Wow, he was strong pulling his own thumb off. I believe I would slow down when I went to pulling on it.
Oh. I mean, I've seen people rip all the skin off of a finger because they was wearing a wedding ring, but pulling the whole finger off, whoa. Keith says he cut his knee wide open with a circular saw when he was 14. 200 micro stitches and 60 regular stitches. Whoa, nasty, Keith. Bet you never did that again with the skill saw, huh? And what is Kathy going to do with you, Keith? Keep on bringing home this junk.
He's a wheeler dealer, though.
Yeah.
I like that video, Iron Dog. You took that wine and you froze it and poured the liquor off. That'd make it strong.
Oh, yeah. I think that's really cool. I was telling him he needs to get to, I still haven't done that yet. I keep on forgetting. I got to send him a link to that 4K downloader. So he can download all of his own videos that he's uploaded on that and patch them all together when he's all done with and he can put together a whole series of it. Showing the whole start to beginning process on it. Of course, he could just simply put it in a playlist, which would be a lot easier.
Okay, Rosanna, you got your freezer filled.
Oh man, it's still warm out here. Supposed to be 90 degrees for the next 3 days.
We've got a chest freezer, but we don't use it right.
Yeah, chest freezers are for your long-term stuff.
Yeah. Well, we have a drawer on our French door freezer. It does good, but it gets filled up quick. Oh, I got me some peanuts ordered. Grizz,
Cool.
raw peanuts. I
You'll
bought,
have to send me the link where you ordered them from, so if you like them, I'll order some too.
well, all right, I will. It's something nuts. I forget what it's actually called. I'll see how it turns out. I bought 3 1-pound bags.
Mhm.
Shipping it all cost me like $16.
That's not bad.
Well, the shipping was almost as much as the nuts. But I want to try it.
I just gotta ask these people, all these preppers that are all worried about keeping their freezers full of meat. As long as you got gas in the car, you can always get more meat with that front tire. There's gonna be possums, raccoons, coyotes, cats, dogs, something will run out in front of you. So why are you worried about keeping your freezers full? How long does it take to boil them, Rosanna?
I'm not going to boil them. I'm going to use them in the pressure cooker. They say an hour and a half, 90 minutes. Half a cup of salt. I don't know how many nuts I'll put in there.
You
I don't
smoke
know.
it, Robert. You smoke it.
I don't know if I'll get the whole 3-pound in there or not. But Rosanna, do you just boil them or do you pressure them?
Yeah, what I got to ask y'all about, that are prepping with the freezers, I just got to ask you what you're going to do when the power goes out.
Pray.
Yeah. Big rolling papers, Grizz.
Water
No,
boat.
I think that anybody that's storing food in freezers for prepping purposes, they better have an alternative source on how to can that product, whatever they got in the freezer, should the power go on out, and not rely on electric cook stove either. So you're going to need a way of, if you want to save that food, you're going to need an alternative way to can that stuff up or dehydrate it, one or the other.
Well, Waterbug said he lost all his meat one time, and he went and bought him a generator.
Yeah, but what do you do? What do you do when you can't get it? Well, I'm talking about for when shit hits the fan. I'm not talking about we have an outage and the power's out for a week now, here and there.
No,
I'm talking about, people. A lot of the preppers are getting for ready for that day when everything collapses. Well, the power companies are going to collapse too. You won't have power for a year. That means the gas companies, they'll be done. You won't be able to get gas if it comes to that. So what do you do when that time is? If you've done all this prepping, yet you're still relying on the system to provide you with a way to store your food.
Well, let's hope that don't happen, Grizz. But you know, we was out of power 12 hours, and we didn't open nothing up. But luckily, it was right before we went to bed. And the worst problem that I had was I couldn't run my BiPAP machine. So I absolutely did not get any sleep that night. I can't sleep without it.
Yeah, Rosanna, I do have a freezer, but it's not for prepping purposes. I have a freezer just to save me money and stuff. And I have a way of canning. Should something happen or power go out for a long period of time, I pull stuff out of the freezer and start canning it, pressure canning it and put it on up. So I have all that covered without relying on gas or electricity to can the stuff. So, I mean, I have backup plans in place, and I'm not even a prepper, but I'm just saying that I don't consider, I think it's smart to have a freezer. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really smart to have a freezer, but in the sense of saying, okay, I'm going to have enough food for a whole year. If shit hits the fan. Well, I think in that case, the person needs to look at alternatives of what they can do for that purpose. But Rosanna, have you canned without gas and electricity? I mean, that's my question. I mean, I know that you can can, Rosanna. That's not the question. The question is, should something happen and you lose all power and you can't even get gas, what do you do to can all that stuff that's in your freezer if you don't have no electricity?
Why would you need a freezer? You couldn't have a freezer.
Well, I think freezers are great, but if you're storing up a whole bunch of products for like 10 years, you need to have another alternative source.
10 years? Grizz is barring trouble, fam.
No, I just want preppers to think about what they would do should this happen, if that's the reason why they're putting up products.
That's why I weigh over 300 pounds. I'm prepping.
You get all prepped right here, just like me.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that one. That's a good one.
Well, you heard about the guy that starved to death because he had all these canned goods, but he had electric can opener.
Yeah, so he went hungry.
That's crazy. I don't even like electric can openers.
Yeah, by the way, if you're going to can like Keith is saying on an open fire outdoors, that's fine and dandy. But I tell you what, running a pressure canner on an open fire ain't as easy. You better know how to run and work a fire beforehand. You better start learning how to do that, because you got to keep that consistent heat for an hour and a half when you're canning.
Hello,
it's
Sam.
It's not just a matter of, the power's out, I got to run outside and start canning on an open fire. Wait a second, I only got enough wood to get me through, one or two batches. What am I going to do with the rest of the food?
Well, I'll tell you what, Grizz, that's called insurance. Because I carry insurance for that. Now,
yeah, but
In a day, there's going to be no insurance.
in the event of shit hits the fan, the insurance isn't a.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We bought this refrigerator. It's got a freezer in it and all that. And we hadn't had it very long, and it went bad. Okay, now this is something that you're not talking about, but they give us over $300 for the food we lost.
Mm-hmm.
And what it amounted to was the fan wouldn't start on its own. If you took and spun it, it would go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it took him 2 trips to figure that out. He came clear from Terre Haute, which is over an hour, put in a board. Well, first of all, he had to go get a board, and then come find out, make a long story short, he found out that the fan wouldn't start on its own. So that was another week to go get the fan. So what I had to do was turn it to where I could get behind it. And every time I walked by it, I'd make sure that fan was running.
Yeah.
But we didn't put a whole bunch of food in it until we got it fixed.
Well, I'm a firm believer that I do support people having freezers and stocking up food, for daily life. I mean, I think it's very smart, but I just want people to thinking, what are they going to do? If they, it's one thing to store for practical reasons and put up food. I mean, you see a bunch of meat on sale, you go out and buy it, But if a person is stocking up because they are afraid that the government is going to collapse or something to that nature, then everybody's going to have to learn how to live totally off grid.
Well, I wouldn't can. You can go to the store and buy canned goods. And if you're wanting to prep, go to the store, and if you think you're going to use 4 cans of beans, just for instance, buy 8 and put them 4 back. And then next week, do the same thing until you build up, because a lot of that stuff you can eat right out of the can.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's the way I would do it. And as far as the garden, my garden days is over and the canning days are over. Not going to do it.
Well, I'll tell you what, my belief is the shit isn't going to happen to hit the fan like in the country's going to shut down and we're going to lose all power. I don't even think that way. I do believe that, as I have experienced in the past, I've had times where the power was out for a week, maybe 2 weeks at a time, not nationwide, and I can survive those times. But I would just point out, for those that believe that we need to prep for when shit hits the fan, when the whole country shuts down, that's what I was pointing to. I don't believe we're going to come to that point. But I'm just saying that if a person believes that we would come to that point, that's what they need to consider.
Well, the thing of it is, if it's going to happen, you're not going to change it.
Right.
And this, okay, now don't want to get something started, but this virus is really close to getting things shut down. And it's not over, folks. And like I said, I don't want to get nothing started, and we don't have a leader to help take care of it. Now, you just think about it.
I have my phone on.
Well,
And Obama don't have nothing to do with it.
no.
I can't worry.
And Trump don't have nothing to do with it either, because he haven't done nothing. So,
I want to have with my father and have him let me protect me.
Well, I have my opinions about that too, but I'll leave it at that.
okay. Well, Sandra, you don't have to defend my honor, but you're welcome to come up.
Hello, Sandra.
That's
You know,
right.
I do.
And
I am going to point on out, like what Kim is saying. They're starting to say now, and Dr. Fauci is saying that too. He's the one that I heard it from. It's starting to say that now we're starting to see a lot of people coming down with coronavirus that they can't track where it came from.
I just wanna
And he
see.
says that is stoppable, but people are boohooing the mask and all the different stuff that they should be doing to prevent the spread.
And kids are
You
wearing
know,
it now.
and it is going to be a huge problem, just like what you're saying, Kim. But I don't blame that per se on Trump. I do blame it on a lot of the radical Trump supporters that say I don't need to wear the mask. But I'm not blaming that on Trump.
They must
Well,
have.
okay, this is what I blame on Trump or the government. When this first started back in August, they should have said, okay, here's the mask. It's mandatory, people. Everybody wear one. But no, he said, I'm not going to wear a mask. He's our leader. Show us that you're going to wear a mask and we'll wear one.
Well,
Now,
going on that part,
I don't know if it's going to help, but until I went to Georgia, I didn't wear a mask in Walmart, but I do now because they want you to, and they furnish you one. When you come to the door, if you don't have a mask, they offer you one. They cannot make you wear it, but they offer you a mask.
well,
It's mandatory here.
what I remember happening, when this first started, Donald Trump says he was going to stop people from coming from China to the United States. And Dr. Fauci, who the Democrats fully support, said, no, we don't need to close the borders. We do not need to stop these people from trying to come from coming in. Donald Trump stopped it anyway. He started really clamping down on that again.
1 minute, just a minute. Iron Dog says, if it started in August, why didn't we hear about it until February? Because Trump had his head up his ass. Because I know they knew about it because we have spies everywhere.
We heard about it.
Chris, it's back to you.
Anyway, Donald Trump started closing down the borders when Dr. Fauci was saying, no, we don't need to close down the borders and stop the Chinese from coming on in here. So he was already taking action before our own doctors were saying, yeah, we need to do something. Second of all, during the same time, the Democrats were boo-hooing Donald Trump when he was saying, hey, you know what? We got to tighten up on this stuff. And the Democrats were saying, no, we don't need to. Nancy Pelosi was saying, come to San Francisco, come to Chinatown. Let the party keep on. Everybody go about your business as usual. When Donald Trump was saying, no, we got to stop this. We got to slow down.
He was right.
Okay. Now it's flip-flop. Donald Trump is starting to say, and I agree that Donald Trump has gone too lenient now. We do need to be tightening on down stuff. And but the thing was, they both played parts at different points of the game where they put our whole country in threat, Democrats and Republicans alike. So to blame this all on Trump, I'm just not going there. I'm blaming it on everybody on Capitol Hill, period. Donald Trump, Nancy Pelosi, Schumer, all of them.
All of them, I agree.
They're all just as guilty for the reason why we're at where we're at today.
They brought their own warfare in.
Well, you see, I blame it on the United States people. Because once we heard, hey, we need to wear a mask, people say, oh, I'm not going to wear a mask.
I would.
Okay, I'm going to wear one.
Okay, well, for a while there, it was only the Republicans that were going to wear the mask. The Democrats said, no, we don't need to wear a mask. And now that's flip-flopped. And to me, yeah, I do blame that on the people like you're saying. But you know what? The people are being played by the media on the whole deal. And people are doing basically what their party is telling them to do and not digging deeper into the realities of it. They're going along party lines.
Check it again, Brian. It started in August. I'm serious.
We need to do what Lisa and I just went and quit going to the church when I heard that I'm not going until they did outside church.
Hello, Allie.
Why was Nancy Pelosi telling everybody don't listen to Trump clear back in November?
I don't have a clue.
You know, I mean, if I'm going to throw Trump underneath the bus, which I gladly do, I'm throwing Nancy underneath the bus too. You know, I mean,
They're all involved.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get my peanuts tomorrow, Grizz. They're going to overnight them.
Cool. You're going to do a video on boiling them?
I think I should, yes.
I think you should too.
Well, I'm going to pressure them, and I'm going to see how they turn out. Stray said they didn't cook them long enough if they turn back hard. So I'm gonna look it up again. But I've seen you put them in the pressure cooker, put the salt in there first, put the water over the peanuts, and then you turn the grate upside down and put it on there so that peanuts will stay below water.
Mm-hmm.
I may have to put something to weight them down. I don't know. I'll have to see. And then turn them on for an hour and a half, 90 minutes, and then let the pressure come off easy.
Well, now hold on a second. I want to. You're saying they have to be submerged in water. I want to point out something. Water will only reach a boiling point temperature of 212. Okay. So even in a pressure cooker, what is submerged underwater will never get hotter than 212. See what I'm saying? So if you think that the pressure cooker is going to shorten the time, it will only shorten the time of the cooking in steam that reaches a higher temperature.
Like I said, I'm going to research it again, but that's what they showed them doing. Putting the grate on it to hold the peanuts in the water. And I don't know what temperature, and I don't even know what pressure.
Yeah,
I'll
Sandra's given
put it on meat setting and then turn it on for 90 minutes, and they don't start counting until it gets to pressure. Okay.
Okay. Well. Hey, there's something else to Google, Brian. What was that? The Wuhan flu or whatever? What that started during the holiday of theirs over there. When was that holiday? And that was when it started spreading. Before that, it was not known about. So the Wuhan flu or whatever. Google up that part, even though when it first started that way. But Kim, Sandra did a really good point. She says do 1 pound first as the trial run.
Probably. I'll see. It depends on how much is in there. I'll give her a go.
And Stray is saying peanuts boiled has the same consistency of brown beans, pinto beans.
Well, the two batches that I had, they were good when they was hot, but when they cooled off, they started getting hard again.
That's strange.
But now, the peanuts that I got at that gas station, they had them in a little pot that you put chili in.
Uh-huh.
And they had two pots. They had regular peanuts and they had the Cajun peanuts. And
I
then,
got an idea. I maybe Stray could point this out of this kind of thinking. What if instead of putting the peanuts right in the pressure cooker, what if you put them in jars and pressure like you was pressure canning them and can it? So because you're saying that they get hard after they set on out. That way you always have the fresh gar sitting in water. You know, so then you always have that to you always have the soft peanuts in.
okay. I don't know if I have to give you the link. The company is nuts.com.
Nuts.com, okay.
Now,
Take care, Steve.
the way I found it was I just put in raw peanuts, and this is where I come up with. And let's see. Well, okay. They're going to overnight them. Well, I can't find where I bought them. I'm sure they're in here somewhere. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right, so a pound of them. 3 1-pound bags is $8.97. 53 cents tax, $6.99 to ship them. $16.49. You hear all that?
$6.49, yeah.
$16.49.
Oh, $16.49, okay.
Well, Brian, I'll do the best that I can. But I'll research it again. And like I said, it says an hour and a half. And mine don't have a peanut setting, so I'll put it on meat.
Hey, Kim, if you could later on, not right now, but later on, if you could Google me up, you know, find out where you got that information that said it started back in August. I mean, don't worry about it right now, but if you could send it to me later on.
Lord, I wouldn't know where to find it. I read that a long time ago.
I heard that talked about when it happened. Where it was, you were watching something.
Yeah, I'm not. The only thing I'm finding seeing is it's everything I type on in. It's coming back in the beginning of January of this year, and I know it did start before that.
Well,
We knew about it back in December.
that's when Trump talked about it, but that's not when it started.
No, I mean that's when we all knew about it at that point. But I mean, we heard about it back in December anyway.
But I heard of people.
Okay, here's the deal.
Started staying home.
Why Trump let us out to dry? Because he was being impeached. There you go. It started in 1960. There you go, Tim.
Thank you. 1960. You say 1960.
I can't even find the name of what was the name of that holiday? Does anybody know?
The holiday.
Two can chew.
Huh?
Two can chew.
Duke and True?
That's a Chinese word for 69. Two can chew.
Yeah.
True story.
Never watched something on the news when we heard it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Grizz, won't you come up with something better than StreamYard that we can use with YouTube?
I don't think they have anything better. It sure would be nice.
Well, StreamYard works fine. But
You know, the only thing that I can think of, I think the only thing that I can think of is, you know, start another email channel that you can start another YouTube channel completely unrelated to the other deal. And so when you use up the 20 hours on this email account on your YouTube, you can switch over to the other 20 hours on the other channel. So you'd be basically growing two channels.
well, I'm just basically doing the live stream to have fun and keep my hours up. I know I don't make that much, but I don't want to lose my monetization.
Yeah.
You can hear the rest of the story if you go to the other channel.
And Grizz, I don't know where I found it, but I know I read it.
Yeah, well,
I
see,
remember
what's making me doubt it, Kim, is because that holiday that I'm remembering was in late September or October
it was September.
when they had that holiday where the breakout where it originated from. So it's actually
It was long before.
so yeah, the coronavirus, but either way, it started before December. That's just when it was spreading out worldwide. It started because China was covering up a bunch of stuff though beforehand,
Right.
and it wasn't just us. It wasn't just the United States that got duped on it. It was the whole world that got duped by China.
Somebody ate a bat.
Yeah, that was the original story. Then I read stuff that it wasn't a bat; it was something else. I can't remember. But either way, yeah. But it did originate. The virus did start before January and December.
There you go.
That was it started in China,
Yeah.
and China kept the hush on it for a month or two, and it had already spread worldwide before anybody even knew about it. You know, and so you can't blame Trump for that part of it. Now, there's stuff to blame Trump. I'm not saying.
Because he didn't do anything about it. He lied and he said, "Oh, it's just going to go away." Hey, hello, it hadn't gone away yet.
Now you got to take into consideration when he said that and the context. He didn't say that at the
Come
beginning.
on, Chris. Come on, Chris. Can't you agree with me once?
Yeah, but I would be wrong if I did.
No, you'd be right.
Maybe he didn't know much about the virus, what it was all about. Thought it would go away. Maybe that's what he was thinking.
Well, I'll have to look into it and see if I can find it. But that's when it actually started. And you just said it.
Yeah, I mean, it did start before December. I mean, I know that. I'm in total agreement with you. Whether Trump, I don't know when Trump became aware of it. that's something that we could debate and
Well-
not even, we could, who knows who's right
We
on that.
might not have even known.
You know that the government has spies everywhere. And I'm sure that he was informed.
I don't think he
Had his head in his ass because he was being impeached. So he thought, well, I'm not going to do anything to help the American people because they're impeaching me. And if I'm going to be impeached, everybody's going down. I think that's what he had in his head. So whether I'm right or
No.
wrong,
I don't
that's
think
my
so.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
My channel.
I don't think he was thinking.
Yeah, I think the holiday that it started was around September, and there's a holiday in September 12th. So that's what I'm thinking it started at.
So it started in August.
No, in September.
Well, it started before that.
Yeah, it did.
That's just when they recognized it. So anyhow,
When they identified it. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, I got you. So it could have started. It wasn't identified and documented. The documentation of progress was from September 12th. Before that, they don't have a documentation before that. So yeah, I got where you're coming from.
okay, I read it, heard it somewhere. I'm sure I've seen it on the internet. And I don't know the date. It could have actually happened August 31st. I mean,
Okay, let's see here. Early days of the China Corona. Okay, well, Brian, we know that it started before December, though. This was you're talking about the documentation part of it. And it does say one of the earliest known, that was December 10th. But they've all said it started from before that. This is the documentation part of it. But where that started from, before it even got to the hospital, before the doctor even became first aware of it, it had to start before that. But either way, I mean, Trump was not, before it was even ever documented. If it wasn't even documented until December 10th, prior to that, I mean, how would Trump or anybody know about it if it wasn't even documented anywhere?
I'm telling you, they knew about it because, like I said, we've got spies all over the world.
We heard about something about it back then. And I heard of people saying they weren't going out when they first heard it.
And that is right the time that they was impeaching him. So he wasn't going to do anything to help the United States people.
Well, quite honestly, I think if we want to get really into the nitty gritty of what really happened, we're blaming the Chinese. But you know what? It wasn't even the Chinese fault. What really happened was Trump says back in March of last year, look, they're going to impeach me, and I've got to create a distraction. So back in March of last year, Trump put his team together, and they come up with this coronavirus that says, okay, we're going to turn it loose at the Chinese fair over there, and we're going to let it spread. We'll make everybody think that the Chinese started this. So Donald Trump knew about it long beforehand.
Are you sure?
And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, I don't believe it.
Okay, now whatever Stray had just put up, this is dated October 30th, 2013.
Well, that wouldn't be for Corona. Now there's lots of, I mean, for this variety of the Corona.
This is a different strain.
Oh my God, what are they dipping out of there? Woo!
I got to check it on out.
What
Oh my God, that's got to be
is it?
horrible. I ain't gonna put the sound on, but okay, I gotta bookmark this and look at it later, Stray.
What is
I love this channel. I'm telling you what, the young Turks, they are good. They got Trump right by the, yeah. Oh my God.
I'm watching it.
Okay. I don't know what they dipped out there. Probably poop.
Gutter oil in China used in street food.
Oh,
I got it bookmarked. I'll look at it later, Stray. But you
I'm
know,
not so.
China people did weird stuff.
that might not be real. You never
Oh,
know.
it's real.
Hmm.
Woo! But you know, they still go on the street.
Dude, that's awful.
Them old China people, they don't find a bathroom. They just squat in the street.
And they're supposed to be modern people, and they aren't.
Yep, that's right, Tim. If it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
No, it doesn't always have to be.
Oh, it is, Dan. It is. It's true. Unless it comes from Fox or Trump, then it ain't true.
I can't watch any more of this. I mean, Rosanna, I'm going to tell you right up front, Rosanna, do not click on that link. Do not watch it, Rosanna. Don't do it. It's disgusting. And never, if you know the food came from China, don't buy it. Absolutely. That's why I refuse to shop at Walmart.
I don't go to Walmart anymore.
Well, I wouldn't sit down with a bowl of grits or cereal and then try to look at that video. Of course, I can't eat grits anyhow. That's kind of what it looked like coming out.
I want to know what it is I'm eating.
That's unreal.
I mean, after seeing that, I don't know why anybody would knowingly buy any product here in the United States from China that's made to eat.
Gross.
I mean, that is so disgusting. And shame on America for allowing us to do trade for them to import food to us.
We need
Hey,
to shut 'em
Trump
down.
set that up.
No, that wasn't Trump. That started long before Trump.
Yeah,
I will say it was set up by the Republican Party, by Ronald Reagan, started the whole deal.
trying to trade right
We don't
for
need
the Trump virus. You sure?
Bye.
It's Grandpa's little girl. You've been
Did you
gone
have
all
fun?
day. You've
You
been
went
gone all
swimming.
day. Did you get to go swimming, huh? Yeah, you get to go swimming today at the lake with mommy.
She's so happy.
It started with Reagan, and every single president has had their fingers in the pot there too with it.
Yeah, but he just signed a China trade right before the
Yeah, that was to sell them sell them corn and stuff, not buying.
Tim, you are correct. You win the prize.
Now you know the truth behind the poo-poo platter. You need to pin that as strays.
See. How did we do that?
Just click on his comment in the chat on the StreamYard. There you go.
See, there's a lot of stuff that you don't know.
Oh, actually, I've known that type of stuff all along. That's why I refuse to buy, any food from China.
Well, I don't.
I mean, a lot of the chicken we get at the stores is from China. Not that our chicken that we get from the factories is much better, but the stuff that they feed them, the sanitization of it. I mean, it's just disgusting. And then they get over there in China, they run the plants however they want. Then they get to put our stamp, FDA approved.
Now, this is what I heard, Grizz. We grow the chickens, we send them to China, they process them, and they send them back. Now, I don't know exactly. A lot of our chicken on Walmart shelf says Tyson right on it.
I don't know that they do that. I don't know. And I won't eat Tyson chicken, by the way. I mean, even if it's raised here, I mean, Tyson Farms, I mean, it's disgusting what they do. It's
We used to have a chicken factory over here, 20 miles west of us. And my mom and sister worked there. I don't think it's open anymore.
Now I would believe that our we raise the chickens here, we slaughter them, package them up and freeze them, ship them to China, and the reject stuff, and then they process that and still sell it back to us. I wouldn't doubt that they do that, but I don't think they'd do the slaughtering, export livestock, and keep them alive through the transport to China, then back to here.
Now, I love the thighs cooked in a pressure cooker. Now, Pam, she don't like thighs, so I fix her a breast. And I just can't handle the breast because they come out so dry.
Well, I do prefer the thighs myself too because of that same reason. But I like breast meat, for other purposes. All depends what I'm making. If I make a chicken salad sandwich, I want it made out of breast. Or if I'm going to deep fry it, bread it and deep fry it, I like the breast deep fried that way.
Dad always says I like the part that come over the fence first and last and everything in between.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, I am too, but we're talking about a different bird.
Jim said breast and thighs. Yum, yum. Oh, we're talking about chicken. That's funny, Allie. She watched Howie's video on gutting out that cod with her eyes closed the whole video.
Oh, God.
Yeah, knock its tail off, wipe its nasty ass, and throw it on my plate. You forgot to say send to burn the hairs off. Send the hairs off, wipe its nasty ass, and throw it on my plate.
I want it cooked a little more than that.
You know, in my younger years, I used to like my meat quite rare. I like the meat cooked well done now.
I don't want it well done.
I
Just
do. I
a little
want to
pink.
make sure that any parasites or anything is in there that's dead.
Just a little pink. Now, hamburger, you want that brown all the way through.
I want to make sure that every single parasite in that meat is dead.
Medium, Robert. I agree. I don't want it medium rare. I don't want it medium well. I want it medium. That is a steak. Hey, and I'll tell you what. You try that if you run across that Country Bob's sweet honey, grab you a jar of it. They had a whole rack of it out here when I came back from Georgia. They don't have one. They don't have one bottle out there.
Oh wow! Have you tried looking it up on Amazon to see if you can order it that way?
No, it's higher dollar,
Ah,
but I'm gonna wait and see if they get some more in. I still have a half a bottle left. I've been putting it on hamburgers, chicken. Pam fixed us a steak one night. Oh my God, I love it.
Robert says he doesn't need his meat blinking with him at him.
No, I don't want it blinking at me either. But they've had I don't know if you get it in your area or not, but they've had the Country Bob steak sauce for years. This is something brand new.
Oh, thank you, Grandpa. I do make your grandpa today.
And Missy went to town. We was telling her about the Country Bob steak sauce, and she come home with this sweet honey, Country Bob sweet honey. Now I'll tell you what. Now I like it. I put that on that Boston butt, that water bug smoke. Oh my God.
Oh man. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I was going to get some venison out of the freezer earlier to let it thaw out. Oh well, I'll do that tomorrow.
I don't know if you watched my video, but Waterbug's got a hell of a smoker. Now he still uses propane with it,
But
he puts wood in there to burn a little bit for the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he puts an onion in there below it to smoke through his meat. Then after it cooks so long, then he wraps it up with aluminum and cooks it again. And it's got to be like 190 degrees or something before he calls it done. Man, they've got it down to a fine science.
Yeah, I hope he makes a video on it. The whole process, all the way through on it, would be cool.
Well, it took 10 hours.
Yeah, but I mean, he could show it step by step. You don't have to record the whole 10 hours, but do clips. You know, as he's brining it, all the steps that he's doing, he can show each step of it.
Now he marinated it for so many hours too.
Yeah.
She did that. But I got a video of it on my channel him taking it off.
Yeah.
And then I showed a video of her cutting it up and taking its temperature. I'll tell you what, we had a good time.
Where is he tonight anyway? I expected him to come on up.
Hey, I give him a call. He didn't answer. I can try it again.
He's probably out swimming trying to find his hats that he lost in that pond.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I could have found that hat, I would have brought that back to Illinois and showed it to him online.
Yeah, the bugs are starting to eat up me.
There's water bug. All right, let me give it a try. He might be with his family.
Yeah, probably.
No luck. Two and a half holes. I don't know how big of a, but it's got shelves in there in his cooker. And he's got a picnic table sitting out there. It's got it sitting up on top of the picnic table, bolted down. And then that way you don't have to bend over to the ground to stoke it, you know. I'll tell you what, I like his way of thinking.
Yeah.
And then he piles his wood up on the seat of the picnic table. Works great. He's made videos on it himself.
Okay, here's that video. I hadn't seen that video yet of cleaning the fish. It's cod. I see him with the video that that Allie was talking about. I'll have to watch that tonight.
Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, the one that Allie was saying that she watched the whole video with her eyes closed.
Okay.
They're not going to open the schools up here until November at the earliest. Of course they're going to wait until after elections to open the schools.
Well, I took Pam to the doctor, and I had sat out in the car.
She got positive results back, or is everything looking positive there?
She's gonna live for another 3 months. He wants her.
Is that why? Is that when you pay off the doctor bill?
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go I gotta go next month myself.
Oh wow! Carnation residents head to higher ground after Tolk River dam false alarm. Oh, I guess they had a false alarm that the dam failed. I'll have to check that out later. Oh, it's been a long day. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if y'all been seeing all this stuff happening up in Portland where the Democratic mayor of Portland, and I'm not blaming this on Democrats, but the mayor of Portland, she just, the mayor of Portland just did a deal stating why. He says, you know what, we tried, the mayor of Portland says, we tried putting out a curfew for 2 days and they wouldn't pay attention to our curfew, so we took the curfew down. Does that make sense to you? I don't care if it's Republican or Democrat, but not in Eugene, down in Eugene, and it's the Democrat mayor there. They said, "Hell no, we're not gonna let the Antifa people come on in." And when they start, they still protest in Eugene, but they don't have near the rioting, near the problems. When they do, the police get in there and they quell that stuff. They encourage the protesters, but they say, "Hey, you know what? If you're going to come in here and start destroying people's property, we ain't going to tolerate that." What's wrong with Portland, Oregon, with the way they're doing? They're encouraging that rioting.
What are they protesting about?
The Black Lives Matter movement over George Floyd.
That's not what it's about. It's the cops that matters.
Explain.
This is the cops being idiots. It don't have nothing to do with being black. Do you think?
I think that the police brutality, regardless of color,
Exactly.
needs to be resolved.
Exactly.
Okay, and I think
anybody being black. Now,
but what they're
he
doing
been treated like that? No. Was it because he was black? No. It was because the cop and the black man had issues beforehand. Exactly.
But the real question is why are these cities tolerating it? Why are some cities saying, "Oh, we're going to allow the Antifa," and that's what it is, Antifa that's doing the destruction of the property, not the BLM. It's Antifa that's doing it. And then you have the cities like Eugene down here that they're allowing the protests, but they're not getting the vandalism, they're not getting the fires and all the different stuff that's happening up in Portland. Why is it that you have this one mayor here that just allows them to destroy their city, and the other mayor says, we can't have that. We encourage the protest, the peaceful protest, but we're not going to tolerate the criminal behavior.
There you go. Well, you see, we had a little bit of protest here in Lawrenceville, but they didn't tear nothing up.
Well, they sure are in the big, a lot of the big cities such as
Portland. I know.
And why are these cities tolerating that?
I don't know. Why is Trump tolerating it?
Because Trump is not allowed to do anything about it. Up in Portland, okay, here's the deal on that. Now that you brought up Trump on that, in Portland, Trump has offered federal support to get on in there. The city of Portland said, absolutely not. We do not want the feds there. Trump did send the federal agents on into the federal courthouses to protect the federal courthouse. Every night, they've got barricades on up there. The protesters every night are bombarding the place with fire, trying to burn the place down, all sorts of stuff, trying to destroy the federal point. The feds are not allowed to go on out there and confront the protesters. They're getting told. They in one night they had in Portland on federal property. They had 45 federal officers have to go to the hospital that got hurt. You're not hearing about this stuff on here. And the city of Portland is saying we want a court order restraining the feds from even being here. We want them shipped out of our city. It's the Democrat city mayor that's causing the problem. And I hate to say that about the Democrat, but it's not all Democrats. Don't get me wrong when I say that, but it's that Democrat there that is causing the problem, encouraging the destruction of Portland. And it's a Democrat mayor.
Okay. Well, kick their ass out and get another one.
That's what they need to do. The city of Portland basically the city of Portland had to go tell all the businesses downtown. They had sent a letter to all the businesses. Hey, we cannot come out and protect your stores and stuff. You're on your own. The city mayor has tied the police down so much that even the police can't do anything.
Good
the
point,
city council and everything.
So do we get a school tax break because they're not open, no school? There you go.
Well, you know what, Rosanna? Donald Trump is trying to push a deal on in there saying if the schools do not open.
Here he is.
Oh, no, hear me out. I think you'd be in support if this works this way. Donald Trump is trying to push a deal that if the cities do not open the schools, that instead of the federal aid that goes to the school, that it goes to the parents because they're the ones that's going to be educating them. And I don't care if that's Donald Trump or Nancy Pelosi that brings that bill to the table. But either way, Donald Trump is pushing an idea like that.
Yeah, right. He gonna go play golf.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if he does it. I would like to see the parents get a credit. Get some extra.
That would be great. But don't get your paintbrush ready because it ain't on the wall.
I want to get any of it anyway. I don't have any children in school, but I'm just saying. But I know you now, Kim. If it does happen, you'll say, well, that was all Nancy that did it.
Well, she does do a lot.
Yeah, I know. She does too much. And unfortunately, our country's in a mess because of her.
No. Well, you didn't watch it, but they had a deal on Joe Biden. He gave out a real nice speech today on the internet, on live YouTube. And, well, I don't know if it was YouTube. You would have had to record it. I could have recorded it, but anyhow, I don't know if you can go back and look at it now or not. But
well,
points. Vern, I wish he was.
Did you read what Tim said? I love that.
No, Nancy didn't have nothing to do with that. But she did get Trump impeached. The Republicans was too scared to kick him out of office. But
are you following the news now? Are you following the news now on that stuff?
Yeah, he was impeached.
Yeah, but I mean the follow-up. A number of the people doing the investigations are facing charges for false information.
What was false about it? The thing that was false about it.
I haven't followed that part of it too much yet, and I am going to get into studying that what's going on with it. But there's a lot of investigations on those people.
They had him on 2 charges, and he was impeached. It don't matter what they do from now on. He will go down as he was impeached, just like Bill Clinton.
Yeah, impeachment really isn't a huge deal. Just like it wasn't a big deal with Bill Clinton either.
But he was.
Yeah.
It's a big deal in my favor.
Well, he was impeached in Congress, but he wasn't impeached in the Senate.
Well, he's still impeached. You can't change it. He was impeached.
I would like to now, Kim. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have been impeached. Okay, and I'm not saying that he didn't deserve being impeached. But I tell you what, I would have felt a whole lot better about it if they had done it in a fair and balanced way, where they had allowed cross questioning on both sides and had not have it a one-sided impeachment. And that's to me the shame of it was a one-sided impeachment. And there was a lot of stuff that was not allowed to be brought in for defense and stuff. And so I think the whole thing was a joke. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve an impeachment, but I think it was just a dog and pony show the way it was ran.
I pissed an old man off walking into Walmart today. I knew him. And I knew he was a big time Trumper. And his wife made comment, Are you guys about tired of this? I said, well, you're the one that voted for the son of a bitch. I didn't vote for him. And the guy looked me right in the eye, and I seen that Trump. I said, he said, well, who's that? I said, Trump. And I turned around and walked off. He said, well, what do you want me to do? Bow down and kiss your feet? No, don't stand there and say, well, are you tired of it? Because he's the one that caused it. Vote for Joe Biden. He said, well, if you don't like it, go back to Russia or go to Russia. I said, no, Russia's what got us into this mess.
You know what? I hate it when Republicans say that. And I hated it back when Obama was president and the Democrats were saying that. You know, that's the mentality of our country. Both sides is a majority rule. When my side wins, we want the other side to move out of the country if you don't like it. And both sides play that game.
Hey, they always told me if you don't vote, don't bitch. Well, I voted. And I'll tell you something else. I've got a Joe Biden hat coming. 2020. And I'm going to wear it, especially in Walmart.
You know what?
All these guys is wearing these Trump hats. Okay, Grizz, it's your turn. Now go.
I'm going to get me a Joe Biden hat myself. And I'm going to put it to good use.
Oh, you're going to wipe your butt on it.
No, I won't do that. No, I'm going to take it over to the doggy park and use it for a carry bag for the cleaning up after all the dogs.
Yeah, right. Well, get you a Trump hat to save it because it's going to be a relic after November. Unless Trump cheats, just like he did in 2012, because he did not win. Trump did not win.
You know, the funny thing on that is with all the cheating that the Democrats did trying to win, and Trump still won. That's the funny part of it.
They didn't cheat, but Trump did. The Republican Party had the Russians to change the numbers, and there you go.
See, now that's some of the stuff that is coming out underneath the investigations, by the way.
2016, Brian. You got the date wrong. No, not in 1929.
Yeah, Trump caused the 1929 stock market crash.
He was still a gleam in his daddy's eyes. Hey, there last night, I turned the monetization on and I didn't get a yellow flag.
Cool.
But see, I didn't let Chris come up with these F this and F that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and as soon as you start getting the yellow flags, the more yellow flags you get, the more they'll watch your channel. You can get away with a little bit here and there if you don't ever get yellow flags, and then they don't even watch you as close. But as soon as they start catching you, abusing something, then the yellow flags pop up a whole lot more.
Well, I usually get one at the end of a live stream, and then I put it to review, and then about 30 minutes while they turn it to green.
I haven't had a yellow flag for over a year.
Good.
Now it took me a lot of work to get to that point where they finally, backed off. They don't even hardly. Actually, they got me on a self-check deal to where I say this video is monetizable. Click and it's instantly green. Of course, they do a review later on down the line, but I do it, and what the letter that they sent me back was saying that being that I have graded my own channel so successfully, so accurately, that anymore that they will automatically, when I upload a video, it automatically gets advertisements without a review.
Okay.
And if you don't,
it's called mercy.
Pardon?
I think that's called mercy. They look at you and think, "Oh, that poor guy needs money."
Yeah, no. They picked on me for a long time over that type of stuff, but it took me a long time to keep my nose clean on it and play the system to where now they just trust my grading on it, and they say it's not, if a person watches and does their own grading and say when your video is R-rated or when it's PG rated, and if you do it accurately, they instantly monetize your channel or your video when you say it's there's no questions asked on it.
I think you're right, Kim. Trump flag.
Yeah, it's Trump's fault.
It's got to be Trump's fault.
Now I don't know how it's going to be when my Grizz 270 live channel gets monetized at that point, because I get Steve up on there and he has some language on there that's pretty strong at times. So I mean, at that point when that channel gets monetized, I'll have to curb that. Can I see what word, Brian? In 2012?
Satan don't have a thing on Trump. You got that right.
But that's what Tim said. And I don't know what Brian's referring to. Can you see that word? Oh, Rojo neck. No, Tim's. Did you type out redneck, Kim? I mean, Brian? See, I know Kim could type out redneck and we'd all see it, but if I type in redneck, okay, I just typed in redneck. Can y'all see that?
It hadn't come up yet. I'm looking at YouTube chat, so it's got a little hesitation. The
So
last,
Brian, if you typed in redneck, no, I did not see it. And I just typed in redneck. I don't know if you're seeing it or not.
I don't see where you typed it in, Chris.
Okay, yeah, it's blocking it for us that we can't type in redneck.
Okay.
Now, you go ahead and try typing in redneck and see if we can see if you type it in as a room owner. But I'll tell you what. No, I'm not seeing anybody type that. See, the only redneck that I see on there is Tim Rojo neck, and where I typed in redneck, which you guys can't see. Yeah, Tim typed in neck red. But you know what I am seeing? This is kind of weird. I have all the conversation on a timestamp. You know, so my time 6:47, 6:48, 6:49, 6:52, and then where I typed in redneck, the timestamp on there is 7. It goes from Tim typed in Rojo neck, and I typed in redneck. Kim's timestamp is 6:53. My timestamp is 7:54. And then Brian typed in yes, and that's at timestamp 6:53. So it's like an hour off on the timestamp here. That's weird.
Okay, I typed it in.
It's not showing. It's not even letting you. It's not even letting you show it. We can't see you posting it.
Okay, I can see it.
Yeah, you can see it. Well, I can see where I typed it in too, but you guys can't see it.
Huh. Well,
But you can type in rojo neck, which rojo is the Spanish word for red.
what's the deal with that?
It's racist.
I don't see it. Okay. I don't see it on the StreamYard chat. I see it on the YouTube chat.
Okay, I just typed in the N word and I'm going to remove it. I just want to. Do you guys see that? Do you see where I typed that in?
No. I don't see anything that you typed in. Okay.
So you can't use the word, the N word or redneck.
Now, I was trying to put in hot tub on a video and it wouldn't let me put it in there. And I tried to type in Black Lives Matter on that video uptown and it wouldn't let me put it in there. I mean, it wouldn't let me upload it, period. I see blue neck, yes.
Now I'm trying to delete my N word. Even though it's not showing up here, I'm trying to delete the N word. And it's not even let me delete the N word off my screen.
And I don't even see it on here, Chris. And I know it won't let you type in sub for sub.
Okay, now I go up here to try to remove the redneck word, or the redneck from the screen too. It's not allowed me. So y'all try that. Where you typed into redneck, you know where you can go to the 3 dots and remove your comment? Try and see if you can remove the word redneck.
There's no
It's not,
three dots.
it won't let you. Those 3 dots do not appear.
No 3 dots. Well,
What?
Brian typed in sub for sub, and I see it, and I can remove it, but I'm not going to. Well, so they let you do that now,
Yep.
but back a few months ago, it wouldn't let you type sub for sub.
Yeah. Yeah. They have it. I watched the video the other day. They said that there's been a lot of work that they cleaned up and they allow, that they weren't allowing for a period of time. There's supposedly a place where you can go onto Google to find out what the restricted words are and stuff. But I don't remember how to find it.
Okay, now what I'm talking about typing it in, Brian, was I used it as a title. It would not let me upload the video because of the title. Black Lives Matter. Sure would not.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter is showing up, Brian, if that's what you're asking about.
Yeah.
That shows up. Type in Blue Lives Matter. See what that says. Or type in All Lives Matter. Yeah, I can see where it says Black Lives Matter, Brian.
Yep. I think we need to worry about Fat Lives Matter and get the buffets open.
Okay, All Lives Matter is showing up, Brian. So I'm sure Blue Lives Matter would show up too then.
And it did.
Yep. Yeah, they both showed up. So they're not flagging those ones. Okay, let me try this one here.
Well, since you did that, I'll have to go find that video and see if I can change the title.
If you do, they might, if you change it to sub for sub, they might yellow flag it though. Even if it's permissible.
No,
yeah, you do have to.
No, I mean Black Lives Matter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's showing up. And by the way, to tell if your word is showing on up, all you got to do is put your cursor. If there's 3 dots on there, then it's viewable.
Yep.
You don't even need. You guys don't even need to know whether it's showing up or not. If it's not acceptable, the 3 dots won't appear.
Yep. When I typed in redneck, it don't have the 3 dots.
Yeah.
And now, Hard Dog said that the go to channel did not work for him, but it works great for me.
Yeah, sometimes I've heard people say sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I've had no problem when I was running it.
Well, you have to turn it on live chat. To get it to work, you have to turn it on live chat.
Okay.
And it may skip a name or two. I've had that happen.
Well, I've noticed that it takes a spell for it to come up too. Like when you first go on in, even if you have it on, it will take 30 seconds before they'll start showing up in green.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You got to turn it on live chat. And then if you use it a bunch, you'll click on I'm just saying, for instance, you click on Brian and Grizz will come up.
Huh.
You'll get the wrong name to show up.
Yeah.
Now, see, I haven't been using it very much, so okay, I just tried Brian. Let me try Rosanna. Come right up. No problem.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't mind typing redneck and see, when YouTube sees that I type that on in there. I don't like that I typed the N word on in there, and I can't retract it because I know YouTube can still see it, and I don't like that. I don't mind them seeing me use the word redneck, but I don't want them seeing me use the N word.
well, there was somebody come on and they had the name in word. And before I could get to it, Rosanna knocked it off of there, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
we're riches.
And by the way, that's something that I should go do. I mean, we can all to make sure that that doesn't happen again, that somebody else doesn't come. You can put that word in your block words list. That way the name can't be used either.
Okay. Well, today, class, what did we learn today?
We learned that Trump is number one. Trump is number one. Trump is number one.
He is. He's number one idiot. Hey, Trump, your village called and they lost your idiot. $2020. Here. Oh, YouTube must not like that. Oh, we're getting letters to where we can request a mail-in ballot.
Our voting here has been our vote is all mail-in ballots here in Oregon, and it's been that way for some time.
Now, me and Pam's not going to do it. We're going to walk across the street and vote.
Yeah.
When it comes time.
Yeah, we can't do the walk-in to vote. It's all vote by ballot here, by mail.
There you go, Tim. Trump's at fault.
And I don't think we've had any problem with the voted by mail that way. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people say that it could be corrupt and abused and stuff, but all of it can be corrupt and abused. Personally, I'd rather do the walk-in, not because I think of the corruption or anything else. It's just I'd rather do the walk-in vote.
Right.
Because I get the ballot in the mail and stuff, and then I forget it, I lose it, and then I have to go hunt down another one so I can vote. You know, I mean, whereas if you if you have a place, you know, they do have a drop box. If you're late on the ballot, there is a place where you can just go drop it on in last minute. The police department and stuff like that. They do stuff like that, but I just liked it when we have the voting booths. I guess I'm old school.
Hey, Tim, come down here and I'll lance it for you.
Oh, What's up, Pumpkin? Did you have a nice swim?
Yeah, I went on the boat too.
Went on the boat?
Yeah.
Whose boat?
Dana, it's the guy's boat.
Huh?
Dana Taylor's boat.
Oh, they have a boat?
Yeah.
Is it nice?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
I got to sit in front.
You did.
And she got to go, she jumped off the boat.
She likes swimming, huh?
She swam with Dana's daughter
Yeah.
with the life jacket I had on her. I need to get a little bit, because she got bigger, older,
Mm.
after her period and everything got fixed. It needs a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Your grandpa's good girl. Did you miss Grandpa today? She said, no, I was swimming and having fun.
She loved the boat. What's going on?
I'm just sitting here chatting with Kim.
Hi.
Rosanna says, hi, Pumpkin, a.k.a. Angela.
Hi. Dana's daughter did this. Did my hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they're stir fried.
Yeah, there's my good little girl.
She had fun on the boat.
Did she swim?
Yep,
Yep, she got in the lake and went swimming.
with her life jacket on.
Well, yeah, I would do that, but that's great.
Yep, she was the only dog I'd go.
Yeah, Tim, he switched that over to that's what, 3 or 4 or 5 days ago. I seen where Tom Hanks had done that.
A
Well,
great
I mean,
citizen.
I think he has dual citizenship. He's still a U.S. citizen, from what I understand too.
Who?
Tom Hanks.
Who is that?
He played in he played on Forrest Gump. He was he was the retard on Forrest Gump.
Oh.
But he's
Who is Tom Hanks?
he has dual citizenship. He didn't give up his U.S. citizenship.
So
Yeah.
he's ready. If Trump gets another 4 years, he's out of here.
He played as Mr. Roger, the one guy played with him in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He played
Yeah,
that-
he played the pilot on Sally.
What was that, Kim?
He played the pilot on Sally. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's how you-
yeah. I see that.
Hello, Wisconsin, Greg.
The pilot from Sully.
Hey, Greg.
I seen that. Got to watch the Virginia Touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oh, your plug,
there.
your plug is all the way over there.
I did see. I did see stuff on that, Tim, but I think that's just a makeup YouTube goth, or not YouTube, but a Google thing. They're saying there's no record of any association between the two, whether that's true or not. I'm trying to get into, girl. You can't have that.
She got spoiled today.
Yeah.
She got a doggy treat today. Oh, she's telling you your plug's over there.
Plug.
Your plug for your cord.
Yeah, it's right here. That's fine.
No.
Oh, my white cord one down there. Yeah,
She's trying to tell you.
I already knew that was down there.
She's trying to bury it.
Okay.
I don't know about Tom, but Trump knew, Jeffrey. Brian said, did Tom Hanks know Epstein? I don't know about that, but Trump did.
And so did the Clintons.
Yeah, but he did like a good cigar.
Today, I formally apologize to you on behalf.
Well, I hate to say it, Jim, but it seems to me there's a whole lot of Democrats that had a whole lot of association with Epstein.
Yep.
And I hate to tell you this, but Donald Trump was a Democrat at one time, too.
Oh, he could have been.
You're probably right, Greg. I'm pretty sure you're right on that.
Come on, Greg. Don't sell me out. $1988.
That's the year she was born.
I graduated in 75. Let's see, I would have been 13. Is that right? No, that ain't right. 16 and 13. That'd be 29 years. So I was 29. They're claiming that the drive-in movies are coming back.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You're talking about it here.
I wouldn't doubt if they start creating drive-in restaurants.
Oh, they've already done that.
No, I don't mean the fast food kind, though. I mean regular restaurants.
I'm yelling something. He's yelling something. Dad.
You know, the one thing I don't like about drive-in theaters is they got so many speed bumps.
I don't want to stand on even though it would be.
But if you're on a motorcycle, then they're fun.
Yeah, you could pull the car up or back it up however you needed it.
Yeah.
I've seen some people, they'd have a pickup and they'd drive the opposite way and get in the back and sit on lawn chairs. Drive-in churches. Well, that'd be a good deal, Basement Joe.
I might be gone a spell. I gotta go check something.
The water.
Yeah, drive-through churches.
Okay, Kim, I gotta run up and fix my water supply. That'll probably take me 10 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay, Chris, wait a minute.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna shut it down. So
Okay, well, y'all have a good one. Take care.
everybody in chat, I've been on here almost 3 hours. I don't want to use all my hours right now. So Rosanna, Joe, Brian, Wisconsin Greg, you all have a great day
And you too.
or a great night. All right. Bye all.